What is going on, guys? Dave here with the Beast. If you've been following me or friends with me on Facebook or in the corner, you'll know that I've been working on this over the last week, and it didn't take a lot of time, and it still needs a little cleanup and stuff here and there. So John, you will see a couple of nub smudges, but those will get all cleaned up. This was a awesome build. I could not say enough about it. One of the best Kodo or Zoid kits I think I've ever dealt with. Let me tell you guys to begin with, this has many parts. I can't tell you exactly how many. Tons. It's probably got the same equivalent of 2 perfect grades. And not the old perfect grades, the new perfect grades. And I think total time, if I calculated everything together, snapping it up and just cleaning nubs, sanding them down, there are still a few that I see here and there, which were the last little bits, just so I could get it done and get it up on the shelf, because I have the Zeong to work on. But it took me about 12 hours total time to build, and I want to say somewhere around 2 hours per section, except for like the head. So with that, in the instructions you actually have like the head, the chest, the legs, the arms, the tail. The tail is monstrous. When I got done, I had built everything except for the backpack and the tail. The backpack is maybe 12 pieces, just for this part right here. But when I got done with the main body, I still had 25 runners of parts left just for the tail. So they'll tell you how many parts there are in there. They did a really great job with doing this, as to a majority of everything not being in huge blocks like they could have done, especially with the body. They could have done like the core and everything in one big chunk and then all these armor things over it. No, there's actually a lot of pieces that make up everything. So if you love building and the painting and detailing, this guy is for you. Like I said, I cannot say enough about it. It was just really cool. Everybody keeps asking me if I am going to paint it. I'm going to panel line it, and it'll be like my break in between kits, just something to mess with and do some panel lines here and there. But I don't actually have any plans on painting it. So let's try to get down to the meat of it. And if you guys are wondering in my latest videos why I'm, 1, not having an intro, 2, not having any music, that's one of the reasons for the raffle. I decided not to do a speed build on all of the kits that I'm doing, because no one wants to sit there and just listen to it in silence. YouTube has become such a bitch with their music and sound recognition and everything. Everybody's getting popped for the simplest things, and I can't even have like a TV playing in the background while I'm doing videos and stuff, because they'll pick up on that, and I'll get copyright flagged on that. I've already had, I think, 6 videos done between BMG music. There was one even for Disney, and there wasn't even anything Disney related in it, to music, to who knows what. So let's see, and I know I'll probably be out of focus for just a few seconds. Actually, that did pretty good. Alright, so here's the head, and the canopy comes up. And another great thing is this has a lot of options for throwing lights in. I know a couple of people are already talking about it. I think Chris R is he did his Kong with lights, and that looks so freaking awesome. And I'm hoping, I know he got this kit, and I'm hoping that he decides to build it up and do lights. But you have the eyes here, you have the cockpit. I don't have the little guy in there, but the little control panel that's up in here actually swivels up and down, and then the cockpit goes up and down. So you've got the clear pieces here for the eyes, canopy goes down, and then you've got the clear piece up here that you could put a light in. And you know, as you can see, we'll pivot this around so you can, you've got a ton. Even if you just panel line it, you're going to end up with a ton of detail up in here. Here's a side view. Mouth opens up nice and big. And right now I have him standing straight up. Standing straight up, he's at 14 inches tall. From the farthest point, if you have the arms outstretched, to the tail outstretched, it's going to be almost, I think it's 18 to 20 inches long. I actually haven't had the tail outstretched since I built it. But yeah, this guy takes up some shelf space, and that's part of the reason. Plus, it kind of looks cool that I have the tail turned up. Now, to make up the main body, you actually have, and I don't know if this is going to work out. Let me see. Have to adjust the stand here. To make up the main body, you actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections that make up the main body here. The guns here independently rotate. They also rotate up and down. You've got the core here for the Zoid core, and you could probably do a light in there too, because there's a little clear part in there. Just a hollow up in there. Now, the gold pieces, like on all the pistons and stuff, they're great accents, but yeah, they really do need to be painted a new gold, because it's like the Bandai. You get swirls and stuff in there. But I really like, you know, you've got the rings that are in there, all the different sections. If you build it and detail it, paint it out, you can catch like pops from inside of things. You've got there's a piston in there, there's another one. It would have been cool if they actually did springs in here, but that probably would have been cost effective, though. With the price of it, they probably could have gotten away with it. More now with the leg sections, you can kind of see, let me get these out of the way. The leg splits right here, and I'm just gonna, so you've got the joint that actually connects to the body here, you've got the split thigh, and then you've got what would be the knee, and then the ankle. The ankle is just freaking huge. I can't go that far. It hits stuff. It's freaking huge. You can see one of those. And then on the back of the leg, you've got some thrusters back here, some clear and red pieces for the lights. Now on the feet, the toes move. I'm going to attempt to pick this up without breaking it. That's another thing too. This thing has so many polycaps. It had 3 runners of polycaps. One small one that had the really big pieces, and then 2 runners that had, I think, like 46 each on there. And they all got used. This thing can easily hold up its weight. You know, of course, it's going to have a little wobble front and back, and most of that's due to the feet aren't completely flat. Speaking of the feet, the toes move independently, side to side. and there is some shift up and down. And then you've got this back piece back here, which shifts like that. So you can have him in a, though I don't foresee this big beast running, in a running position. Let me see here. Let's get this back up. Alright, for the tail, you actually have, and I'll kind of straighten it out here. You actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different sections that make up the tail. You've got the spines that are on the back here, and those can shift side to side. You've got these guns here, which they kind of will pivot a little bit out, but mainly just up and down. So these will shift up and down, and you can see what I was talking about with the gold. That's not one solid ring that's in there, it's all separate sections that fit in there. And I think the gun is, I want to say like 12 pieces by itself. You've got these feet, which they can be folded up, I think. No, I don't know why I keep thinking that they can be folded up, but I think it's just really stiff is why I can't do it. But they can be done this way. Oh, that's why I think they can be folded up. So you can have basically the wheels. So if he's in forward motion, it's basically dragging the tail along. Or you can have it this way, however which way you want to do it, but this way with the feet down for stability. But as you can see, he's just standing on his own feet, and it's holding up everything just fine. There's not really any movement for the tail up and down, though. Let me see. Let me pop this out. The one thing is, you really do want the tail on there, because otherwise he's so front heavy, he's going to flop forward. On the tail, you have all these piston sections, and you can, if you wanted to, you can shift it up and down, but the poly caps are so tight, I really wouldn't. This isn't anything that you're going to end up reposing and reposing. Once you find it like that perfect pose, you're probably going to stick to it. The side guns here, for tuck away purposes, these fold up like so. And I'm not sure, but I think that's so that while it's in this position it can shoot forward, but I'm not for sure for that on that. But on that, you've got this gun, and this is kind of interesting. So let's see if I can do this. I think I popped it off last time. Come on. Okay, so this will actually flip up, and then you can slide the gun together and fold it up and then close that down. So again, for display purposes, I think anybody's going to end up having the gun up and out. Because it just looks better that way. Now this is the only part that I found fidgety, is the tail. The poly caps in there, they hold tight for display, but if you're trying to move it around, they want to slide out. Let's see what else we got here. Wasn't even thinking about that. I'll probably get popped by McDonald's for that. You have these, which they'll rotate up, and then this section will move forward. But if you have it in a lean forward position, the backpack also swivels up, which I thought was kind of interesting. I wasn't paying any attention to that, and I don't know if it's supposed to or not. I think it's supposed to snap into place, but it can be popped up like that for the shoulder cannons. Again, another spine up here. There's just so much on here, and I know there's a couple other guys that are actually doing build and paint videos, and I give them full and complete props on doing that. It's just crazy. If you were to fully detail all the piping and everything like that, this thing would take forever. Oh, I almost forgot on the arms. Haven't even talked about them. You've got more clear parts where you could put lights in here. You've got some guns on the elbows here. The hands. The fingers can move. They can only move up and down though. And then the hands, might as well. A lot of these things I don't have in here real tight, just so I can go back and, like, it's not fully snapped in there. Just so I can go back and clean up some of the spots that I know that still need it. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was a ton of fun to build. I think this is like my third or fourth Zoid kit that I've built. And I have to say this is the best one, and I think I'm spoiled now. So, you know, definitely check out if you can snag one, pick one up. I think Tatsu Hobby still has them in stock. They're like $280 plus shipping. And as most of you know, this was kind of limited, and it's already discontinued. So again, if you get a chance to snag one of these, grab it. It's well worth the money, just in build value, detail, and fun factor. All right, guys. So I will talk to you later. Next video up will probably be I'm hoping a Zeong. I got my LEDs in. I got the Zeong, of course, in. You guys know that. So we're going to get cranking on that, so I can catch up with Matt and Jim with theirs, because I know they already have theirs mocked up. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great weekend. Peace out.